Now, 2012 is upon us. We talk about hip hop and trying to keep things contextualized. Every time I speak about hip hop now, some of y'all not witnessing, but some of y'all are experiencing what I'm about to say right now as I speak. The brother introduced me, Professor Griff of Public Enemy. The first thing that comes to your mind is Flavor Flav. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And y'all are sitting back thinking, I wonder what this brother gonna say, because I really want to ask him about Flavor Flav. So after I finish talking, I'm gonna hang around for a minute so you can get that off your chest. Is that cool? Okay. Let me just backtrack. Don Cornelius took a chance after he embarrassed himself on his own show about not really understanding hip hop. And I think it was Melly Mel that checked him, right? It's a very critical thing in history. After that, the floodgates were open, and he was bold enough to bring Public Enemy on. How many people seen Public Enemy on Soultrain? So to that, we want to give it up to Don Cornelius. Let's give it up to Don Cornelius. As Don Cornelius always used to say, in parting, we wish you love, peace, and... Thank you. Whitney Houston. I've been getting so many phone calls about, and the main question I'm asked was Whitney Houston a blood sacrifice? And I'm not going to answer that just yet, simply because when you put that kind of information out too soon, while her family's still mourning, you doing the whole thing a disservice. Even if you're telling the truth and you're telling at the wrong time, it could be more detrimental than helpful. So we have to understand that. So let the family mourn. All right, let's not spew out a whole bunch of conspiracy theories. Even if you're right, just pull back for a minute. Just fall back. Can we do that? Yeah. Later on, when we kind of put two and two together, you know, whatever's hidden is going to come out any old damn way. I think the Holy Quran says it like, if it's an atom, and the atom is hidden in the rock, and the rock is hidden in the earth, yet Allah will bring it forth. Nothing is going to be hidden today. Are you following me? So let's not worry about that. Some things take care of themselves. Right? Okay. So we lost Vesta Williams. And I waited, and then I talked about the whole situation. Now, I'm going to tell y'all straight up. How many more of us have to die in the Beverly Hills Hotel? How many of us have to die in the same kind of manner, and they found us either in the tub or in the bed with drugs and all this kind of madness, and don't nobody know shit? Are you following me? See, this was happening, but it was happening in hip-hop, and I was living it. And when I started putting the psychological covert war on hip-hop together, people was like, yo, like, what are you talking about for real? You really believe that stuff? And I'm like, yeah, because I'm living it and I'm seeing this ain't some shit I'm reading on a bumper sticker or a damn t-shirt at the flea market. I'm living this. So you following me? So 7 years ago when I started talking about it, people said, oh, here's this motherfucker. Can't talk this conspiracy shit. I'm like, okay. But someone conspired to kill Tupac and Biggie. And they made us think that it was one another, which now we know the truth of it. Culture bangers came in with NWA, Dr. Dre, and the rest of them with gangster rap, neutralized conscious hip hop. Every group after that, NWA served as the template for all the other groups that came out. And that was done for a reason. So if you can remember, when hip hop hit the scene, they wrote it off as being a fad. They said it wouldn't last, right or wrong. Okay, so then after the first 5 or 10 years, they said, oh, this may be something. That's when they set their wheels in motion and the plan started to emerge. Melly Mel came out, and Grandmaster Flash, the Furious 5, Melly Mel came out with the message. It resonated with Public Enemy out on Long Island. That gave birth to the conscious era of hip-hop. We was in the conscious era of hip-hop, and then NWA came out, which neutralized conscious hip-hop. By the time the Chronic album came out, conscious hip-hop was dead. Gone. After that, we started what? Balling out of control, thugging, the extenuation of gangster rap. Then Luke came on the scene, just disrobing the black woman, right? Shortly after that, people started going crazy and doing a whole bunch of crazy stuff. Then we went through the Puffy era, which, no, because sampling was a sport. Puffy took this shit and just abused it. Right? Right. Okay. And then we went, after the Puffy era, the whole Benjamins and making it rain in the club and all that kind of madness, then we went into the pimping phase of hip-hop. Everybody wanted to be pimp. Big pimping, small pimping, little 2-inch killer pimp, and the rest of the stuff. Are you following me? After that, I witnessed the era of the metrosexual coming into hip-hop. Carrying man purses and shit and wearing women's clothes on stage. And that's what they're doing now. But we're slowly leaving out of the metrosexual phase of hip-hop. And what are we entering into now? Because straight up, cats got straight up. I couldn't even get the syllable out of my mouth, and it's just like, this is some bullshit. But listen, sisters, we gave birth to these brothers. So when they ask me about Lil Wayne, I always refer to him as Little Wendy because there's something up with that dude. But anyway, on a serious note, let's understand the time frame in which Lil Wayne was born, and then maybe we can understand that spirit and that mindset. Roll your mind back to 84, 85, 86. Two things happened to black people. AIDS and crack. AIDS, AIDS, Africans in deep shit. Or America's doing the shit. And crack. Chemical and biological warfare, right or wrong. After that, we had to recover from that shit because you seen strong ass Uncle Leroy lifting fucking car engines. Now he can. Thank you. So we have to understand what happened to black people. All right? We survived all of that. All right? To come to this particular era right here now, hip hop was the voice of the voiceless. Chuck D said rap was the CNN for black people. All right? So we understood what was going on, especially on a global scale, on the global landscape, what hip-hop was doing. Multinational corporations and the culture bandits looked at that and said, no, we have to stop that and stop that now. So much so, they paid some artists off, they tricked some, murdered some, set some up, but for the most part, hip-hop is dead. All right? Hip-hop is on life support, needing mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. All right? The beautiful thing about what's going on now and the programs and what y'all doing here, down in this club right here, is the poets is keeping this shit alive. And y'all should thank yourselves. Give yourselves a round of applause. Hold on. I'm looking at some of y'all's body language and y'all's faces. Y'all looking at me like I'm crazy. Hold on. Was it not the poets that set this shit off in the beginning any old way? No, I'm serious. So you should look at this like it just repeating itself. It's coming full circle. So you got to continue to do what you do, regardless of whether your poem is, your piece is about a man, a woman, the womb, regardless. Hell, my piece was called Fuck It, so I'm sure y'all got something a little bit, no, fuck it, that's real deep if you really look at it. Because all of us have said that before. And Cat Williams reminded us, you know. Anyway, so let me talk a little bit about the book and about hip-hop. Understand